The next day, Ayakemi demanded. The rain returned. Adewale whispered. Yes, the drought ended. Crops grew again. That child is the covenant you prayed for. Amara burst through the doorway, tears streaming down her face. Is it true? Adewale looked at her fully for the first time in years. Amara, answer me, she shouted. Yes, he cried. Yes, I let pride blind me. I doubted the blessing I begged for. The room shook with emotion. Do you know what it feels like? Amara's voice broke. To grow up in your own home and feel like a stranger? Adewale reached for her. Forgive me. Why should I? She demanded. Because I was afraid, he shouted. Afraid the village would mock me. Afraid I was not enough. Amara stared at him. And I was the price of your fear? Silence. If this moment is hitting you in the chest, don't just watch silently. Subscribe right now, because stories like this remind us who we are. Adewale's voice cracked.
You were
never
the
the problem. My pride was. Ayakemi nodded slowly. Child, look at him. Pride has fallen. Amara stepped forward slowly. All my life I waited for you to call me daughter. Adewale's eyes flooded. My daughter, Amara. The words hung in the air like a new sunrise. And outside, rain began to fall. Not violently, not angrily. Soft, steady, cleansing. The fever broke that same night. By morning, the village buzzed with the confession. The chief doubted his own blessing. The girl of the storm. Some mocked, some apologized. One of her brothers approached her awkwardly. Sister, is it true? Yes, she answered firmly. It is. He scratched his head. You don't look like us. Amara lifted her chin. But I stood in the same storm as you. He laughed softly. That, you did. Acceptance did not come in one day, but something shifted. Months later, during a village gathering, a young man boldly asked, Chief Adewale, is she truly of your blood? Before fear could rise again, Adewale stood tall.
She is my daughter, and any man who questions that questions me!
Amara felt something unlock inside her chest. Belonging, not because she changed, but because truth finally spoke. Years later, when Ayakemi lay on her final mat, she called Amara close. Are you still listening to the wind? The old woman whispered. Yes, Aya. And what does it say? That I was never lost. Ayakemi smiled faintly. Good. Never shrink yourself to fit small minds. I want, Amara promised. When the old woman passed, thunder rolled softly in the distance. Like approval, time carried on. Chief Adewale aged with humility now. One evening he sat beside Amara and said quietly, If I had lost you, I've lost my greatest lesson. She looked at him gently. And what lesson is that? That blessings do not always arrive wearing your face. Amara laughed. Then you learned well, father. And when Adewale finally joined the ancestors years later, it was Amara who stood before the entire village. She wore white cloth. Her voice carried strength. I was born into a home many believed I did not belong to. She began boldly.
I search faces for proof. I measure love by resemblance. Learning is diamonds. It is in the covenant you survive.
But hear me today. She raised her hand. Belonging is not in the mirror. It is in the covenant you survive. Murmurs of agreement rippled. This land raised me. This compound shaped me. And I stand here not as a stranger, but as a daughter of Adebomi. Thunder echoed faintly across the hills. And from that day forward, no one questioned her place again. If the story moved you, don't leave without liking this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And comment below, I am a blessing. Let's fill this space with declarations. Because sometimes, the child who looks different is the very answer to a desperate prayer. Sometimes, the one who feels out of place is the one sent to teach everyone what belonging truly means. And Amara? She was born into a home she never belonged, until she chose to stand in it. If you touched by this story, click subscribe button for more powerful African stories that awaken the spirit. Like, comment your thoughts and share.